I was debating what to talk about for this presentation, but I thought I'd share with all of you my experience here doing this program, why I almost quit graduate school. And it's important, for us to understand why this topic matters to me and to us in higher education, because college student departure continue to be one of the challenges in higher ed today. And so when working with students, you have to get to know them as to some of the reasons why some of college students leave campuses. And so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to share with you, about graduate school, why I chose to come to graduate school, what happened with my time while I'm here, and then how I overcome it with my experience here. And so these are the three main points that I'm going to share with you throughout this presentation. And so when deciding to come back to graduate school, basically after working 15 years in a nonprofit, I wanted to find a new passion, a passion that also give me a little bit more money than before. At the same time also, give me some money to save for my children. I have 3. And so that's one of the biggest reasons why I decided to go back to graduate school. And then my wife said, do you really need a master's degree? You're 39 years old. I mean, you've been out of school for so long. So why would you want to do that? I mean, why would you want to leave a $45,000 job and go get your master's degree for 1 whole year? Does that make sense at all? And I say, I think age doesn't have anything to do with it. But then she said, well, you still in debt. You still owed a lot of money from undergrad. If you're going to go, make sure you find a program that you don't pay anything at all, or we're going to have to be able to afford and pay by cash. And so I say, great, at least I got the first approval, say you can go, and we'll just find a way to do that. And so I say, you know what, let's just take a ride. Let's just go to some of these, like school in New England, and see if I even fit in the college culture, and we'll go from there. So from that moment on, visit a couple colleges. Merrimack was one of them that just happened at the last minute. I applied, and guess what? I got accepted to the fellowship program. I got so excited that summer. We took a trip over, nice, beautiful weather. My children love it. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. I never been to such beautiful school. And nonetheless, summer class began. We all get so excited learning about Monin and Nussbaum. And then in my diversity and social justice class, it puts me into perspective, because a lot of my peers are like not, doesn't reflect, my racial ethnic mix. And everybody in that class were privileged. And so I felt like, man, what am I doing here? I didn't feel fit. I didn't feel belong. It's like undergraduate all over again. I was like, geez, I feel so alienated. I didn't know how to connect with friends. Everybody else was so young. I was like, gosh, are there any other older students here that resonate with my experience? And so I was like, talk about microaggression, I want to leave. And what's worse is that every time I drive home at night, I will cry. I cry so much that my wife's wondering what the heck is going on with you. And I said, I'm miserable. I don't know if this is for me anymore. It's so much work to talk about research, APA, all of that stuff I have no idea about. And so, you know what? I either get help or quit. I was in so much stress. Excedrin was my pills for the summer. It helped me release my stress. Every time that I go into the library, I would get a headache, and I wanted to leave so much. And so, again, I had to either just quit or get some help. So the first person I turned to is my wife. I say, hey, release me from this pain. Did I make the right decision, honey? And so she's like, that's what we talked about, but you're already halfway into it. You got to find a way to come out of it. I will support you, whatever it takes. That's our motto, whatever it takes. And then I went to see the blonde professor, Dr. Kathy Nielsen. She's my diversity education professor, but she's also the director of Writing Center. And she said, Train, I feel you, okay? The one time I went through the same thing as you did, but it's okay. It's going to get better. Just be there. Be patient. If you need me as a mentor, I'll be there for you. Because I feel like I know her so much, because she knew a lot about Hmong history. And so I resonated with her. She said, well, you got to get a tutor. And maybe that because you haven't been in school for so long, maybe that tutor can also help you with, any writing needs that you have. So from there, I went about doing it. So with this experience, I said to myself, with snow, rain, storm, whatever the struggle can continue to climb. It may be only one step to the summit. Maybe when you get there, it's nice, bright blue and green. And so then I continue to just live on that. And what I learned out about and take away from this piece is the first takeaway is that in college, you got to make new friends. It doesn't matter how you make new friends, whether in class, at orientation, at conferences. That's what you have to do. Find a way. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, you still have to find a way to do that. Also, make meaningful conversations and respect everybody. Go beyond within your own wall. Maybe you feel hurt. Maybe you feel like you're the only one that is being excluded, but others are probably hurt, just like yourself. So make meaningful interaction with people and be aware of that. And get support from significant others. It doesn't mean your life partner. It can be a tutor. It can be a student leader at the college. It can be a professor. And so just make sure that you seek significant others. And most of all, besides just seeking others, you gotta know your why. Once you know your why,